Hey, what's up everybody? In this video tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to create red laces candy. This is something that I've seen as a kid. They're usually like in these really cheap packages, and they're probably cheap because they're just really not good. I'm sure some of you have tasted them. They're in the licorice family for sure, but what's kind of interesting is they're really long, um, and they're a smaller diameter, kind of like a shoelace, and they're just kind of interesting. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to model. All right, so what we need to know first is we need to know some dimensions. So the overall length of the red laces, what I found was about 33.5 inches for the ones that I bought, and they have a diameter of 0.158. The thing is that they're like a shoelace. I mean, they're going to kind of have a lot of crazy curvature to them. So it's a great candidate to use something called a sweep when it comes to fusion. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to create a new design. I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to come right out here to this work plane and using spline, well, before spline, let's just go ahead and give ourselves a reference. Let's start with just a straight line. Okay, and I said that this is going to be 33.5 inches for my length. I'm going to go ahead and just draw that line at 33.5 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and use spline. I'm going to start from the origin, and I'm going to come out here and give this some curvature. Okay, just to show that, well, that's kind of what the red laces do. Okay, I'm going to take this right here to the end. I'm going to right click, say OK. All right, and now I have that path. Okay, so the path is going to be established. Now the problem is that my path right now, I have no idea how long it is. I mean, I have a reference, line here at 33.5, but I have no idea with the curvature and everything how far that actually is. So I can come out here and pick on inspect. I can pick on that line. And for some reason, sometimes it just doesn't want to do it on the first pass. So let's pick it again. And I can see that is 36.762. All right. So what we can do is we can maybe go out here and start chopping off a little bit of this just to get to the length that we're wanting, which is about 33.5 inches. So it looks like I need to chop off about 3 inches. So I can use circle. I can come out here, okay, draw my circle in, and then my diameter. Okay, for my case, since I want to chop off 3 inches, my diameter would be 6 inches. Okay, so since that's a 6-inch diameter, that means that that is going to be a 3-inch radius. So I can come out here and do a little trim. Okay, I can get rid of that, get rid of my circle, and now I can come back into inspect and I can pick on that line again. And that's going to be telling me what that distance is, which is 33.759. Okay, that's awfully close to what we want it to be. All right, so I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this line, my reference line. I no longer need it. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. Okay, so that path is out there. Now what I need to do is set up my profile. So when we're setting up the profile, it needs to be perpendicular to the path that we've just currently made. So up here underneath construct, you're going to be seeing something called plane along path. What I'm going to do is come right here to the end. I'm going to pick on that line. Now when I do this, it's going to be seeing how far that distance was where I just picked. So I just picked about 0.007 from the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in 0 to set it on the end. Okay, and now if I just orbit this over, we can see how my work plane is perpendicular to my path. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. So now I can create a sketch on this path, sorry, on that plane I just created. I'm going to draw a circle starting here from the origin. And with my dial calipers, it looked like, I think we measured something like a diameter of 0.158. That's what I got. So now I can go ahead and finish up with the sketch. And now we can take a look. We have our profile, we have our path. So all we have to do is come up here, go to create, come down, pick on sweep. We're going to be picking the inside of the circle. Now coming over here, we can see select for path. And now I'm going to go ahead and pick the path, and it's now going to be sending that along the path. We can say OK. All right, and there we go. We have ourselves a red lace, piece of candy, approximately about the size we want it to be. I think we found it was 33.7-ish. So, it's 0.2 of an inch over, but it's really close. All right, so that's how you create a red lace using Fusion 360.